welcome back to Fashion Founders, the podcast. My name is Victoria Smith, and this week I'm joined with celebrity stylist Zoe Gofman. Zoe does not have your typical story of entering into the industry, and it was just so fun to hear how she made it in. A little sneak peek, she cold DM'd Alex Cooper, and with no background of actual styling experience, quit her job, landed a giant client, and has been hustling and growing her business ever since. Zoe has styled many celebrities and influencers like Hannah Berner, Serena Kerrigan, Shanina Shake, Keenan, and many, many more. Just take a scroll through her Instagram. If you're the friend that has an eye for style and are always kind of helping out your friends style-wise, but think, oh, I could never make money from this can't become my career, think again and listen to this episode. Zoe also styled me for this episode, as well as the ones with Erica Vurink, Lexi of Shop New, Ariel LaFond, and an upcoming episode with Nick Polina. It was an insanely fun experience to work with a stylist, especially Zoe, and seeing the process behind the scenes world of fashion. I'll let Zoe tell you more about it. She was so much fun, so let's get into the episode. And this week's highlight is the brand Marby. This is seriously some of the cutest athletic wear I have ever seen. It is a small brand right now on Instagram, but I really think they should and will blow up. The founder shared with me from launching an international arts magazine at 15 to building fashion brands with cult followings. Guntaj Aurora has always been guided by a sharp instinct for culture, creativity, and brand building. After graduating Parsons School of Design, she worked on major marketing initiatives in the industry. But her true passion has always been in creating brands that challenge the norm, especially in fashion. Today, she's the founder of Marby, a design-led activewear brand redefining the category with fashion-forward, tailored pieces. Built around the idea that performance wear should be as elevated as it is functional, Marby breaks from the functionality-first narrative that has long dominated the space. In under a year, it has cultivated a nationwide community and become a go-to for women who want to feel strong, stylish, and seen, both in and out of class. Beyond Marby, she's passionate about helping other women bring their ideas to life, often offering mentorship and free business consultations to early-stage founders. I was so drawn to this brand and this story. One of the pieces, you know that trend of like, you can tell when a designer loves a woman, like these are pieces made for women by a woman, as well as how the founder shared that she loves helping other early-stage founders. So I think if you're listening to this and you are in a similar boat or are really inspired by her brand, it sounds like you should reach out and it could be a really insightful and helpful conversation. Their Instagram and website are linked in the show notes, so definitely go check them out. Hi, Zoe.
Hey.
I am so glad that we can do this. We met at that coffee shop that was literally out of an SNL skit, but now we're in a quieter place. And yeah, if you can get into your introduction, I'm excited for everyone to meet you.
Of course. I'm very excited to be in this quiet setting rather than a crazy coffee shop. We were like literally in the corner of this coffee shop. We had to move like several times. It was pretty unsettling.
With your dog.
With my massive dog.
Bigger than both of us.
Yeah. Anyways, my name is Zoe Gofman. I am a celebrity fashion stylist. I am based primarily in New York City. I tend to be bi-coastal on the occasion, LA, sometimes Florida. I work with celebrities and other high-profile clients on red carpet events, vacation edits, weddings. I do a lot of editorials, magazines, brand campaigns. I kind of do it all. Yeah. Anything relating to fashion or putting together looks. That's kind of a little bit about me.
Yeah. And so how did you get started in all of this? Because I think a lot of people want the career that sometimes the guests have that come on. So did you have an internship? Was this something in school?
Right.
How did you get started?
So I don't have the typical story of a stylist, and it's a blessing and it's a curse at times for me, honestly. But I was always very into fashion, as you and other people watching. Fashion's a pretty hard industry to make money in right now, and it always has been and probably always will be. I was always really into it, didn't really want to monetize it just for that reason. Mm-hmm. My parents have always really been into it. My dad is European. I've always been kind of immersed in fashion. And I graduated Tulane during the pandemic. I didn't really have a job. So through friends, randomly met influencer, Serena Kerrigan, and I was her assistant. And I did everything with her and for her. So she was doing Let's Fucking Date, her dating show, and I would like prep her for that. We made content together. We like packaged up all her LFD games. And it wasn't in my job description to dress her, but I would. And I just like was really good at it. I was like, Serena, like we're going to an event right now together. Like, let me style you for this, because she was a little bit lost at that point, fashion-wise. So I would do that. And she always looked at me and was like, Zoe, you should really do this for a living. Like, you're so good at it. And I'd be like, nah, like I can't make money like that. I just like, I know some people that do it and it's not for me. Anyways, then after that, I worked for her for like a year. And then I started working for an influencer startup marketing company. Hated it. I was like, at the time, super jealous that all my friends had these desk jobs and like you had to open up your Zoom at a certain time and like do all these things. And I was like, I'm gallivanting around Manhattan with an influencer. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Meanwhile, I was onto something. Something. So I got my desk job that I so deeply wanted, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I hated being told what to do. I hated like not being around New York City with Serena, honestly. So I was listening to Call Her Daddy, which at the time was signed to Barstool, and still to this day, like huge Alex Cooper fan. And she mentioned that she was coming to New York for New York Fashion Week with her best friend, Lauren. And she was like, Lauren needs a stylist. I'm working with them, but Lauren needs one. Can like someone help? And at the time, I didn't really have a following yet on Instagram. So like I cold DM'd them thinking like there was obviously no shot she was going to answer, but she answered. And I had no experience. Typically, when you're working in this industry, I've heard you like intern for a style assistant and then hoping to get an assistant role in a celebrity stylist team. And then you make your connections and you develop these relationships with brands, et cetera. And then you end up hopefully working on your own. Mm-hmm. So I had no experience besides like helping out a friend or two with like styling work.
So she said yes, and you're like, oh my God, now I have to figure it out.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. Like, I was probably more excited than nervous at that point, just because Alex, like her personality on Call Her Daddy, especially during her Barstool times, is so like, you just don't talk to her. Yeah. Like, it was like, she was like a friend. And like, I literally listened to her episodes every day. So it was like, oh, like, just come over. We could do this. I was like, fuck yeah. Yeah, so I used all of my own clothing.
I love that.
Yeah, which is not what you normally do. But I had to fake it till I make it. I pulled all my closet, like everything in my closet out. And I went to her hotel room and I did the fitting for Lauren. And Lauren is the sweetest, coolest girl ever. She was like beyond easy to work with. And I think it was her first time also working with a stylist. So she didn't know. It was just a good match.
Yeah.
It was a great match. And I did a really good job. And while I was doing the fitting, Shaina Shake, who ended up being my best and like first real clients, her manager was in there and was like, what's your deal? Like, what's up? And I was like, oh, I'm a fashion stylist. I think I'm a fashion stylist. And she was like, great. My client Shanina needs an outfit for a Vogue party tonight. Like, do you think you'd be able to do it? And I was like, fuck yeah, like I'll do it.
Oh my God, tonight.
Yeah, like
wow.
Tonight. And I didn't know who she was at the time. I left Lauren and Alex and I went into the elevator and I Googled her and I was like, oh my God. Like she's like 2 point whatever million followers on Instagram. She's fully in the fashion space, like Victoria's Secret model, drop dead gorgeous. How am I gonna pull this off? Somehow I pulled it off. I actually pulled racks of dresses out of my asshole. I have no idea. Shoes, everything, reached out to people on LinkedIn, like used all the connections that I had to try and get her in an outfit. And I got her in an outfit and the first outfit got a lot of press. So I was like, I'm quitting my job. I think I'm onto something. And that's kind of my like story.
Wow. What a day that must have been for you.
Sleep. Like I have videos of myself. I was so tired, like barely, I was like on such a high.
It's like a pure adrenaline.
Yeah. Pure adrenaline, like pure adrenaline. And like, I'll never forget that the first couple of stories of me styling and how excited, and I still am, but like how excited I was like the first time, like meeting with a celebrity, meeting with a model, like touching all these like amazing clothes. It still is a full dream.
Yeah.
It's a full dream.
I know when I saw your like closet office in your apartment, I was like, this is incredible. And then you're like, this isn't even the full studio.
Yeah.
So
it's fully a dream.
And that day, were you like kind of chatting with Alex and Lauren too? Like how many people?
So during Fashion Week, it's like pure chaos in New York City. It is so much fun. And so typically like nowadays, like when I'm doing New York Fashion Week or Paris Fashion Week, I'm styling like multiple girls, multiple guys, like, doing a lot of events. So looking back on it, it's not that crazy that I was doing multiple people. In the moment though, I was like, it was my first time like multitasking, like having to be at like 3 different places at the same time. So I honestly have no idea how I did it. I had no team members either. It was just me.
Where did you end up finding some of these clothes? Because she's going to like a red carpet event?
Yeah. I had a friend actually, shout out Perry Sheftel actually, who worked for Retrofit. And at the time, Retrofit was like, and it still is, like it girl. Like it had just, I think it was 4 years ago. It was maybe just coming out.
I remember that. It was like, I saw this girl in a Retrofit dress and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, like the it's like such a girl. Like rhinestones, like, oh my gosh, just like little short numbers. Yeah. Booties are out. Like it's a good, sexy time. Anyways, she worked for Retrofit. I asked her to connect me with the PR company that they use. So I got a lot of dresses from.
And this is all in a day?
Yes.
Okay. That's crazy.
I went to like different stores, boutique stores actually in Manhattan, who like I source a lot of vintage. Yeah. And I knew that, and I was a big shopper, you know, at the time. So like, I know my fashion. I was like, oh, boutique, like I could pull from here. I messaged people on LinkedIn. Like I'd look up brands that I really like and I would find people that work there at on LinkedIn and be like, hi, like, can you please connect me with someone? I'm styling Shaina Shake right now for a Vogue a red carpet, like help. I got dresses from there. I kind of figured it out. Yeah. I don't know. I literally don't know how. But she ended up wearing that Retrofit dress. Yeah. And she got a lot of press. It was like this little black Retrofit dress. And I paired it with these like ASOS shoes. And Shanina, I remember, was like looking at all the shoes and she's like, oh my gosh, like I'm used to wearing Jimmy Choos. And I was like, girl, we are doing ASOS today. And it was like with these bright green ASOS shoes with this like little Retrofit dress. And she looked hot as hell. Yeah. Obviously. I styled her. That is fabulous. Crazy.
I always love hearing people's scrappy stories from the beginning when they're like, I don't even know how this is supposed to work. And when you're naive and it's like really working in your favor, because you're like, I'm just going to figure it out.
Yeah. Luckily, I have a close friend, Jordan Gross. She's another celebrity stylist who was in this space. And at the time, I think at the time she was working for Molly Dixon. And I'd like rampantly text her and be like, help. And she'd be like, Zoe, I'm busy. But yeah, it was really a scrappy story.
That is wild. And so after that literal like storm of a day, how did you keep kind of that momentum? You said you wanted to quit your job. Like, yeah, I quit. What were the next steps?
So I quit my job and cold turkey, which was probably, looking back on it, I don't have no regrets, but that was very hard. Like I wouldn't probably suggest that to do. But I knew that I had this one client and I knew from that one time that I dressed her, from that one time, I got like a lot of followers on Instagram. I had like a lot of articles in media articles written. It was just like kind of crazy. So I gave myself 6 months to try and like make money and try and make this my profession. I'm not to say no to anything. Yeah. And I reached out to literally anyone and everyone I could find on Instagram, through my connections, through people that I know. I was ruthless. I still am ruthless. That's one of the reasons why I think I'm good at my job. Like, hi, I'm Zoe. I just decided I'm going to become a wardrobe stylist. Like, if you need any fresh new looks, here it is. I just styled Shaina Shake. Reached out to literally everyone, said yes to everything, whether it was paid or unpaid. Seriously. I said yes to helping other stylists. I said yes to everything. And I flew to LA. I remember I flew to LA for the first time for work. And that was a crazy moment too, because I forget who I was styling. I think I was styling the Herbert twins for some editorial. I flew there to LA and I was walking into these wardrobe houses and doing my like first pulls for the first time. And I was just so excited about like touching all the clothes. Yeah. And I remember the women at the PR agencies who have been in this industry at the time for years. And this like little girl walking in, I was like, they were like, who the hell is this? I'm like, I don't know. I love everything. I said yes to everything. I flew around. I definitely lost money that first year, but I'm playing for the long game.
Yeah. And then 6 months and you're still here.
And I'm still here 4 years later.
That is amazing. And I think also there's like a lot of advice in there too of like, you just kind of have to try and like go all in. And the networking piece too. Like, I feel like sometimes people are like, oh, I don't want to like, what if no one responds? Or like the cold outreach can be awkward, but that's how we met.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Totally. It's hard. It's definitely scary and you definitely have to have balls, but there's always like the what if.
Yeah.
Like anytime I'm at an event, and I've gotten better at this, but a restaurant and I see someone that I know, want to work. Hi.
Yeah.
You don't know me, or maybe we met, you don't remember me, but we met. Like I'm always, just because if you don't shoot your shot.
Definitely. And so how does pulling clothes work? Because that is such like a behind the scenes thing.
Yeah. So behind the scenes of fashion styling, as we kind of talked about this when we were fitting together.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, it seems like it's all fun and games and it seems like it's all glamorous. It's not. It is pure chaos. It is, you have to be extremely organized. Also, now I have some people that work for me, and running a business, that's another monster.
Beast, yeah.
Delegating tasks, learning how to delegate tasks to others is super hard. But once you master the art of delegating tasks, your job might become a bit easier. But circling back, I work directly with, it kind of works both ways. There are some clients who aren't celebrities that are just pretty high profile, and I'm shopping for them so that I'm pulling directly from stores, directly from larger businesses like Forward, Net-a-Porter, and I'm an affiliate with most of those places. So I work with them heavily. So for high profile clients, I'm pulling directly from stores. And then for celebrities, I am pulling directly from brands. So I developed relationships from the first time I started styling, where I have relationships with Chanel, for example, or Retrofit, or Mother, or Align. You're wearing all those pieces. Heaven Mayhem.
Yeah.
And I reach out to them directly, and I'm like, hey, I'm styling Victoria for her podcast. She's going to post it online. She might get a lot of press, whatever it might be. And then people respond and give me clothes, and I put it on the client.
How do you begin building like that trust and relationship? Because what if someone, I don't know, I'm kind of picturing maybe someone like poses as a stylist,
right,
and they like scam, or am I just making that up? People
ask that question a lot. I guess like if you wanted to be a poser and like scam people, I guess you could, but
don't
do it. But I feel like you have to be credible at some point. Like you're emailing people who are pretty involved in fashion, and I'm sure they're checking up on you. A lot of times why it's helpful to actually work for a stylist beforehand is, let's just say I was working for Danny Michelle, who styles Hailey Bieber, who's Danny is like queen.
Yeah.
Let's just say you're working for her for a couple of years. You're introduced through her, all of her contacts. And then if I go out on my own, the people that are working for Chanel, for example, might recognize me from working with, that's why like hearing my story is a little bit, when I tell it, a lot of people are like, how do you have relationships with brands? Because I didn't work for anyone else beforehand. I've just been working with people for the past 4 years and have developed trust and have been a good stylist. So that's kind of how it works. It's pretty hard, I would say. But that's why I say it's a blessing and a curse that I didn't have previous experience, because had I been introduced to these, and I wouldn't have to like LinkedIn.
Fiercely network.
Yeah, fiercely network. But I'm really good at networking, and I love connecting with people. So it kind of works.
Yeah. I think that's a lesson I've really learned is like networking and just like, I mean, being authentic, not being like, and I want this from you, but like really wanting that connection is how a lot of things have been built for people. And it's just like, sometimes it is quote unquote like that easy, but like it's the work of putting in all of those emails, all those cold outreach.
Or like going to all the events. Like I'm so bad at going to the events because I'm usually like
behind the scenes.
I'm usually behind the scenes, and I'm usually like getting everybody else ready, and then it's hard to then focus on myself. I'm sure like a lot of people can relate, but then just going to the events like and meeting people, like that will help.
Yeah.
It has helped me every time. I'm always like, thank God I went.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Okay, I want to talk about a little bit of how the process works if someone's working with you, because I got to experience it with you firsthand. Now, I was saying to a friend, I was like, when you first experience like a luxury, like you go to first class for the first time, or like you eat a fancy meal and you're like, I can't go back. Like, wait, I've tasted the good life.
I just got a new client.
And you just like are like, oh, like I understand that now. But beforehand, I think this behind the scenes of styling was something I just like really didn't know how it worked. And I've learned a lot talking with you. So I want to go through your process and then I can like say my piece.
Yeah,
It's been like,
go ahead. So I typically start, we meet, whether it's on Zoom or it's in real life, like with you, and you might be going to an event, you might be doing like a press tour. A lot of times that's like a very common one. Or maybe you're filming like 5 or 6 episodes.
in 3 days.
It's 3 days and you need outfits. And we talk about what you need, how I can help, what my vision is for you, what your vision is for yourself. Some people, it really differentiates with the person. Some people are like very involved and they're like, oh, this is how I see my looks to look like. Here's my mood board, Zoe. Other people are like, I have no idea where to start. Like, I'm putting the ball in your court.
Yeah.
And then I create the mood board or we create it together. It's very collaborative and so much fun. We put together a mood board. I reach out to brands. I reach out to vintage sources. I do accessories, shoes, jewelry, clothing. I reach it all out. I put together racks and racks of clothing for you. And you come over and we play dress up. We play dress up and we slate however many outfits that you need. If anything needs to be tailored, gets tailored. And then depending on the person, like if we're doing, I mean, that's not for a red carpet. But if you're doing a red carpet, then we pick out your outfit. I would then meet you at Glam. I get you all ready. We kiki, we girly, make sure you look amazing. And then you wear your outfit.
It was really so fun. Like I made my little mood board and I had like randomly a lot of butter yellow on there.
Yeah. So how did you make, we never talked about this.
How I made it.
Yeah. Like what did you have? And you also, I was like, if you want, send me a mood board and you like sent it right away. I'm like, girl, what?
Like, do you have this just like living on your computer? I just like am always on Pinterest or like saving inspo. And it's something I think about a lot too. Like for these episodes, if I'm going to an event, because I am just one of those people and who like really puts a lot of intention, I think, into an outfit if I can. And I think it like makes me feel better. And like, I want to be like, oh, I wore this to a cool event, or I like have a weird memory and like I can remember everything I wore to like literally every event and who I met and like all of that. Like it's just how my mind works.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of went through my Pinterest and then it was kind of cold, I think, that day maybe. So I had like half wintry colors and then the other half I was like, but hopefully when I'm in New York, it's warm.
Right.
So that was kind of my thinking. So I think like half of them were maroon and then half of them were
She
like
sent
yellow.
me, yeah, you sent me like a crazy mood board. It, like in a good way, like really good. Like sometimes people, like a client will send me a mood board and I'm like, so... Becky, we're going to go this route.
Yeah. You're like, this is actually not a good look.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes I work with people and we don't align. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Which is a lesson to learn for people. Like, it's okay. It's kind of like a relationship with a boyfriend. Like, sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. It's like a relationship with a friend even.
Yeah, totally.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. So then I sent you the mood board and then I didn't see any of the pieces till I came to your studio, which was fun. And there was this whole rack. And I think I was picturing maybe like 5 things.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I was like, oh, she's going to pull like a jacket or like, I don't know what I was picturing. And then it was like 50 pieces maybe. I'm kind of bad with like guessing numbers,
We had like...
but it was a lot.
Yeah, I do that often. More options.
Yeah. And you're like, this can go with this can go with this. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Here are the shoes.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you had a good experience.
No, it was so fun that we just like played dress up for an hour.
Well, the thing with me is like I think the reason why my job gives me so much joy is, you know, the feeling when you were kind of saying it before, the feeling when you put on a new outfit or even an outfit that you like and you're like, holy shit, I think I could kill people in this. I know that feeling. It is the best feeling ever when you look good, then you feel good, then you're out and then you're like more chatty and you just feel so amazing. And the fact that I get to do that for other people makes me so, because that feeling, like you can't really just, you have to just feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Oh, I love that feeling.
That's what I was trying to describe.
Yeah. Like you could.
I know. I was looking back on the video of us like doing the outfits and then the one with the yellow skirt and the blue top. Like you just see both of us be like,
yeah.
Because we're like, wait, this one like really clicked.
Yeah. You should like see on editorials, like when we're doing like a photo shoot, since everyone on this set is a creative, the weirdest, like tiniest little thing will happen. Like I'll be styling a girl and like the wind will come and everyone's like, oh, stay right there. Like, this is perfect. Like you see it in everyone's.
Yeah. So that moment, like creating that moment for people is so cool. How does it work with brands? So like, let's say you have a client, they're like, my dream brand to work with is like Miu Miu. I don't know. Do you, if you have a relationship with that brand already, do you kind of act as like a connector?
Yeah. Connector also. Yeah, it's kind of like working up towards that. Like, hopefully, like, if I'm working with a big celebrity, like, the end game is, like, we are going to be wearing Miu Miu at this event, this event, this event, this event. And then, hopefully, you guys develop a partnership. Maybe you get money out of it.
You act as a connector.
A connector. Whether it's for the brand connecting, like, being almost like the PR and connecting them to celebrities, or it's connecting celebrity to brand.
Yeah.
It's really all about relationships.
Yeah, that is so interesting. And so like how did, for the pieces that I'm wearing now, also I feel like I should say this.
What are you wearing?
Thank you. This Align top.
Yeah.
I almost called it like a jacket earlier, but I think it's a top. These mother denim jeans, which I think is so funny because when I first met you, I was wearing ripped jeans.
Oh my God.
And I like told you at the very end, and I was like, so I feel like we've like bonded now. And if you have any tips for me, my jeans are actually currently ripped.
Yeah, you saved it for the end. You were like sitting me and Victoria were sitting the entire time, and she didn't mention anything. And at the end, she's like, by the way, my jeans are ripped and I really need help.
I know. I was wearing a trench coat. Like it was covered in the back, but I was in New York for less than 24 hours. And I literally just like bent down and they ripped. And I was like, I don't have anything else to wear. Like I have to wear these. And I was like texting my friend and I was like, is this like terrible? Like, do I go buy like leggings or something? I don't really have time. And she was like, just wear them. Yeah. Like, just wear them. And then I told you that. And this is like my first pair of jeans wearing since my incident. And those are also the only jeans I like own because I'm like really particular with clothes. Like if I like something, that's what I'm wearing like on my day-to-day basis. But these are really like stretchy.
Yeah, mother.
And so I'm like, I don't think these would rip on me.
Yeah, no, they're stretching. They're comfortable.
Yeah.
And like sometimes being in jeans all day is a little bit annoying. That's why sometimes I go like the baggy route when I'm working all day, but I still have to look presentable. I'll go for like the baggy jean route because they kind of feel like sweatpants. Yeah. Like they're jeans. Mother denim makes very good, comfortable.
I haven't like felt this type of denim before, so it's really interesting.
They feel like leggings, like a thicker legging.
Yeah. But they like don't have, you know, sometimes people make like jeggings and you're like, you're wearing a jegging.
Yeah.
It's not like that. So kudos to them for like engineering this.
Yeah.
And then the Heaven Mayhem.
Yeah.
They're like surprisingly light too.
Yeah. We love Heaven Mayhem.
They look like they'd be heavy, but they're not. And I have a fear of like an earring ripping through my ear.
Have no fear. Have no fear.
You're like, don't tell me that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so fun like playing dress up with you. And I like this whole world, learning more about it. Do you have any tips on making money doing this and like actually making it a business? Because I have a lot of girls who follow the podcast, so I think are like early stages and are kind of in the stage of like, I really want to do this full time, but like I probably can't make money doing it yet. Like little things to do to work your way up to making it either a full-time job or like a really good stream of income, even if it's not your full-time job.
I would say to anyone who's like starting out right now, reach out to other stylists. And if you're a hustler, like you're trying to get the bag, girl, you will do anything for the bag, right? So like helping out stylists is a really good side hustle. Like even when, I tend to be very busy, but when the opportunity arises and like a bigger stylist needs help, I am willing, I'm there like to make any extra dollars. Like helping out other stylists is definitely something that you should do. The other thing is I think in this industry that I've learned, and it's very hard, but I've learned that like, so, you know, me and you are working together, right? And then if I have a client, especially in your early stages and you're working together all the time, the topic of money can kind of be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because like I'm in a space where I'm dressing you. We're having fun. We're dressing. So like nobody wants to bring up, by the way, that's going to cost.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have to bring it up.
Yeah.
And you know, like it is difficult. That's why I think a lot of stylists, that's where their agent comes in and they're able to navigate it. I don't have an agent. Cannot be managed. But no, I'm kidding. But I don't have an agent. So that money conversation is something that you have to talk about. Yeah. And that's like running your own business is a whole different monster than being a stylist. it is so hard running your own business. Is like, we just got over tax season. We're kind of like still in tax season.
I'm actually having an accountant coming on later today who she's like,
Oh my
she's
God.
a girl's girl.
Oh
and I
my
was like,
God.
I have so many questions. for you.
Yeah. No, like running your own business is hard. And even though my job is like so much fun, and it is so much fun, and it's not that glamorous all the time, but it is running your own business. You have to have those uncomfortable conversations. So even if you are starting out and you're working with someone really big and you start to get close, draw a line. You need to have a boundary, and you really need to have the money conversation. Like, and also have it beforehand. Don't hit someone at the end, be like, this is your bill. When you're getting introduced to someone, you're like, hi, I'm a stylist. This is my cost, blah, 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 blah. You have to lay it out on the table. It is so uncomfortable, trust me. But the other thing is, also in this industry, a lot of things, I always say this, I'm here for the long run. I'm not here for like to make my bag and run. Like, I want a lot of bags, you know? So sometimes it might be helpful to get exposure versus cash at first, and then the money comes after. That's another piece of advice. So like getting exposure, but not getting taken advantage of is another thing.
Totally. It's kind of like a really fine line at the beginning. So like you need the opportunities, but then you're also like, I haven't made money doing any
and
of this.
You lay your law, law down. Like, you also have to eat. Like,
survive, pay rent.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other things about this industry. Be nice to everyone. Be nice to everyone.
Especially, I think in fashion, that's something I've heard from the very beginning. And like when I was in school too, is like, it's so connection based, and you just never know like who is going to end up where at some point in their career. And I'm thinking of the kind of creative director musical chairs that's been happening in the past few months. It's like, I don't know, maybe you think you can never see someone again, but you just never know where someone's going to end up.
Yeah, and this world is incredibly small. You will see them again.
Yeah, you will. You definitely will.
Just be nice to everyone. And I love helping people. I love putting people together and like connect. Like, you want to meet X, like I can do the intro. Like, I love doing that with people. And it usually, for me at least, what goes around comes around type of vibe. So just be nice to everyone.
Absolutely. Should we do some speed round questions?
Let's do it.
What is your fashion hot take?
Okay, so I was thinking about this like on my way here, because I have literally so many fashion hot takes. Some people are like, don't invest in the expensive products. Invest in the expensive products. I'm telling you, like the classic products. I don't know if that's even a hot take. Just, if you can, do it, because it's worth it and you'll have it forever. Also, don't give away any of your designer things unless they're like very, very bad. The amount of, like, I wish my mom didn't give away, like, her old, don't give away any of your things. Save them for your daughter. Save them for your friend's daughters. Like, please don't do that. I have so many. Does that count as a fashion hot take?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What is the best piece of advice you've ever gotten?
There's so many pieces. I think so many good ones, but I know this is so cliche, but like, it's going to be okay. That's like a really good, like, just breathe. It's going to be okay in the end. So if it's not okay right now, it's not the end.
I love that quote.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that and I was like,
and I'm one, especially in like the beginning stages of like building this business and, you know, styling. And even now I used to be Manic Monica, and like I get so frantic and like so nervous about these things. And I'm like, just breathe. It's going to be okay. And if it's not okay, it's not the end.
Yeah.
Just like breathe. Also, you pick up other people's energy, right? So like, it's very important, especially for me, to like have good energy. I think is a really good piece of advice. Like, have good energy, because you're going to feed off of me. So especially when I'm styling someone and I'm like all up in their, like, I gotta like not, you can't, even if you're in a bad mood.
Yeah.
You have to like, lights are on. You have to have good energy, because then you're going to get the same energy back.
Yeah.
If you're like unsure about the shirt, oh girl, if you're unsure about the shirt and you put it on someone else, they're going to be unsure about the shirt too. And they're going to be like, oh, I hate this. And you're like, oh.
Right. Okay. For sure. Do you have any resource recommendations, like a podcast, book, newsletter, content creator?
Listen to your podcast.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Listen to your podcast. I think you interview like a lot of like really cool people that could help in the space. I think that also, if you're in college, when I was in college, I didn't know that I wanted to be in fashion. Had I known that I wanted to be in fashion, I probably would have taken any opportunity that I could have gotten at school and reached out to people that went to Tulane that were in the fashion space. But I would say if you're in college, like look around at your resources. I speak at some colleges actually about fashion. Reach out to people that went to your school that are in the fashion space. People want to help you. Like we were talking about networking. So like using your resources at your school or even at your workplace is very, very helpful. I love to research female founders and like kind of how they started. There's an Instagram page, forgot the name, but I think it might be Female Founders.
Yeah, like Female Founder World.
Female Founder, yes. Yeah. And I find so many cool people on there that are like starting out or they have really cool stories, or that's a really good one too.
Yeah, amazing. Do you have a recent win you can share? I've started asking people this because I'm like, it can be such a roller coaster.
Right.
So.
Well, actually today, right before this, a magazine cover that I styled just came out, and it's so annoying because I worked on this project like 2 or 3 months ago, and then I'm sitting on it and I just can't share any photos or anything about it.
Oh no.
And it just came out this morning. So I'm really excited. I did a cover shoot for Emma Myers, who is, she plays this like wolf character in Wednesday Addams. She's Jenna Ortega's co-host. And her outfits are incredible. I collaborated with Chanel. She's wearing Chanel on the cover. Insane. And she's wearing Valentino in the rest. And her outfits are insane. It's a dream to work with these brands. I get to set. The photographer has photographed like all these crazy celebrities. He took one photo for each picture. Do you understand that? Like usually it's like,
yeah, that's crazy.
One photo for each picture. So the lighting had to be immaculate. The outfit had to be, usually I could run in and like fix her outfit. Like the outfit had to be laid on right. And she's like wearing like couture pieces, like pieces that might need fixing. The hair needs to be good. The makeup needs to be good. And he was working with a camera that was like massive. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. And it develops right on the spot. Picture like a disposable, and the picture prints out like this big. And so we would, for each outfit, the lighting would have to be worked like crazy. Everything would, temperature in the room, like it was kind of crazy. And then they'd be like, 1, 2, 3, shoot. They'd shoot it, it'd print out, and then there was a reveal. And Emma stood there with it, and then we would like reveal it. Everyone was like, oh my God.
Wait, that's crazy. You only took one photo per look.
Well, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure the photographer thinks I'm nuts. I was like, the whole time I was like, I cannot even.
Like another one.
Yeah. It was really crazy. Check that out. Check that out. Check those pictures.
And where can everyone find you?
Follow me on Instagram. My name is Zoe Gofman on Instagram. And then I just started posting more TikToks. Little cringy for me, but I'm also on TikTok. That content is a little bit more personal. I'm like trying on clothes and like being funny, or trying to be at least. And that's also Zoe Gofman. And then on my website, if you want to check out some of my work, if you're interested, zoegofman.com.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I had so much fun.